How's it going, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. Okay, well, so in our contemporary world, driven by likes and by followers and by online validation, it's easy to think that happiness comes from being seen and appreciated or admired. I mean, social media encourages us to cultivate a persona, something charismatic and polished, with the goal of being praised. In a way, you could argue that, at least online, reputation or perception has become a daily goal. But Aristotle saw the danger in this long ago. He argued that honor, and to state it generically, that was his word for being well thought of by others. But he argued that honor is a shallow and unreliable foundation for true happiness. Okay, well, why? Well, because honor is superficial and it depends entirely on other people. Or as Aristotle himself puts it, honor depends upon those who give it rather than upon those who receive it. In other words, honor isn't something we truly possess. It's something given to us by those who choose to admire or approve. Now, here's the thing. As Aristotle points out, what this does, what identifying honor with happiness does, is it makes our happiness extremely precarious or fragile. And that's because people are tremendously fickle. Their opinions change. What they celebrate today, they may make fun of tomorrow. So if our sense of worth depends on their praise, then we're always at risk, right? We're not in control of our happiness. But for Aristotle, true happiness, what he calls eudaimonia, just can't be something that's so vulnerable and so passive like this. No, it has to be something that comes from within us and something that's very, very hard to take away from us. Ultimately, it has to be based on what kind of character that we have and on what we do, not on what others think. Or as Blaise Pascal says, what we should not want is to live in an imaginary life in the minds of others. Anyway, that's why Aristotle says that happiness can't be just the possession of virtue. No, it must be the exercise of it. For him, you can't sleepwalk through life. You can't be a good person in theory and still be happy. No, virtue only matters when it's actively manifested or lived out. Aristotle gives an interesting image to make this point clear. In the Olympic Games, it's not the strong or the fit people who are standing around who win the crown. No, it's those who actually step into the arena and compete. In the same way, a virtuous life isn't about looking good or about getting praise. It's about actually doing something and doing it very, very well, consistently and courageously. This is where Aristotle's thinking offers a powerful contrast to the social media mindset. Online, it's easy to focus on appearances and to be performative and to give the token gesture. In a word, how things seem. But what Aristotle insists on is substance, how things are. A fulfilling and happy life isn't about being praised from a distance. It's about getting out there and engaging with real life, making choices that express our genuine character and building real excellence through action. So while the modern world encourages us to be seen, Aristotle challenges us to do and to get on with life. He encourages us to act and to live well and to let happiness grow not from the fickle applause and opinions of others, but from the kind of person we become through what we repeatedly do. And it's worth emphasizing this point again. about being seen in a certain way versus how one actually is. You see, for Aristotle, you're not happy when others think you're good. You're happy when you are good. So a truly happy person doesn't act well to impress others. Their virtue is never a performance. No, it's a disposition. It's a firmly entrenched habit, and one that looks for no external rewards outside of it. For Aristotle, there is a huge distinction to be made between real happiness and social approval. Being perceived as happy isn't the same as being happy. Despite the modern trend, true happiness just doesn't need an audience. Bye for now.